Hello, everyone, and welcome. Discover Rising Tides, How the Outside Makes the Inside Better. And I'm Jeanne Gallagher, and we're talking with Denise Stegall. Hey, Denise.
Hey, hey.
And this month's topic is understanding menopause and hormones. We never have enough time to have this conversation because nobody's talking about these things. And this segment, you're going to be talking about diet and hormone health.
I'm going to talk a little bit, yes, diet and hormone health, but also I'm going to add lifestyle in here
Ooh,
because
good.
diet and lifestyle go together.
Mm-hmm.
We really do. I sometimes I think, oh, let's separate it, but they really do go together. Because if you're living a healthy lifestyle, you're eating good food, you're eating whole foods. And that really is critical to overall health. So if your overall health is good,
Mm-hmm.
your menopausal health will be healthier than if you were eating a lot of crap. And then that's one of the things. Foods that, processed foods, they have all of these different additives and
Chemicals.
chemicals, preservatives, all this stuff in them that are, many of them are known as hormone interrupters.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they're interrupting the hormones that are already screwed up, we need to make sure that we are eliminating those. And I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I'm really passionate about that. Why whole foods? Why? Obviously, because natural
Because
foods
Denise
give,
says so.
because I said so. Eat real food. Real food gives you the nutrition that your body needs, the protein, the carbs, the fat. Yes, people do need carbs, and all of the micronutrients, vitamins A, B, C, all of those. We need those, and you can get those in your food. Leafy greens, all of those nutrient dense foods, vitamin B, magnesium, all of those. What does magnesium do? Oh, I don't know. What does magnesium do? Oh, it helps with your thyroid hormone. There's another hormone for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regulates cortisol. Regulates cortisol, manages stress. Too high cortisol, also a challenge with hormones of estrogen and progesterone. So again, all of this goes together. Of course, natural detoxification of your body. If you live on planet Earth, there's something that is, out there, whether it's in the air, whether it's in some of the foods that we're eating, pesticides, those kinds of things. Our body actually detoxifies itself. And you don't really need to go on a big, long detoxification. I'll talk about that another time. Because your body already does that, but it needs to be, we need to help it out, right? We need to eliminate like some of the excess hormones that are in some of the foods that we could be eating, specifically estrogen. We don't want to have extra estrogen, right? So a lot of dairy, where's your dairy coming from? Is it organic? All of those kinds of things. Same thing with chicken. Hormones, no hormones. We want to avoid extra added hormones that we're putting into our body. And then, of course, anti-inflammatory properties of leafy greens. Absolutely essential. Chronic inflammation is one of those things that we know causes many, many diseases and can disrupt your hormone balance. So let's get rid of the inflammation by making sure that we are eating those leafy greens, those really healthy foods, vegetables and foods. Fatty fish. We talk about this all the time. Omega-3 fatty acids, not acids. They support hormone function, helps your brain.
Oh, I didn't realize that there's so many, we talk about omega-3 quite often, but I didn't realize that they affected your hormone levels too.
They support hormone production. So if you don't have enough of these, we know hormone production is changing at this stage in our lives. So we need to help it out as much as possible. And so, yeah, adding the omega-3s, and it really is about eating the fatty fish. There are studies that say that, just taking a omega-3 supplement isn't really cutting it. It's better than nothing. But truly, if you're paying attention, you really want to make sure that, you are feeling good through menopause. We do need to add those omega-3 fatty fishes. And I always say salmon because some of the other fish that are high in omegas are kind of icky, like mackerel and sardines. Sorry if you love mackerel or sardines, but it's not my thing. And of course, I mentioned the sugar and the processed foods. They really affect mood swings, and they affect hot flashes. Sorry, I was like, brain fog. Sometimes that happens too with menopause. We haven't talked about that. But occasionally that actually is something that people experience during menopause is that little brain fog thing. And mostly we find, I find sources that say that the brain fog really is because of the amount of processed foods and the amount of sugar people in this country have in their diet. It's really incredibly easy to eat processed foods and avoid, it's easy. We know that, eating real foods, eating whole foods takes a little bit more time, but you really do get the bang for your buck. And so I always say, I encourage the 80-20 rule. I'm starting to get to a phase in life where I'm more like, how about 90-10? We want to have a balanced diet. I'm never going to stop eating donuts and pizza. I don't eat them all the time, but that's my 10%. If I want a donut, when I had a donut, I have a donut. I had a donut a couple of days ago. I was at the airport. They had a Dunkin' Donuts, my favorite jelly donut. And I can eat that and not feel guilty about it, but also know, right, one donut, but also know that that one donut is not going to send, my hormones completely off the chart.
Lifestyle changes, how we do, what our activity level affects all of this too, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Daily exercise, we have got to move. Our bodies, like humans were meant to move. When you think, go back to the Serengeti where, people began, they were walking around, they were nomads. They were always moving. Why were they moving? One, because they had to find food. Two, they were trying to keep away from getting eaten by, who knows, tigers, lions, bears. I don't think they have bears there. Tigers, lions, any of those things. Hyenas, that was the other one. So we're meant to move, and we need that. We need that for hormone balance. We need it for mood enhancement. Again, remember, we were talking about the mood swings that low progesterone causes. Well, just going outside and being out in nature, it's a natural hormone booster. It's a natural mood enhancer. And when our mood is uplifted, all of those other hormones start to uplift as well. So, find joy in being outside, dancing, walking, whatever it is. It's snowing right now, so I probably won't go outside today. I've been outside already. But being able to move, like go up and down the stairs, do something in your house to make sure that you're always moving. I'm from New York, so I do this a lot. So I burn a lot of calories just by moving my hands. But obviously, the other thing is the more we move, the more we can maintain our healthy weight, which again, with hormones and menopause, weight gain, it happens, it's just one of those things. Like, yes, there are some women who are in their 50s and 60s who are just in incredible shape. And then there are other women who are struggling with their weight and their mood. Again, everyone's different. Maybe that person who's in, seems to be doing great, maybe they're doing something different, and we need to learn what they're doing. My best friend from college is in the best shape of her life. And, she's not dealing with menobelly. Now, she had other issues at one point, but she's learned how to manage them. And, at this stage in life, she's kind of in a new phase of menopause. So, daily exercise is important for that hormone balance, also for stress. Stress, sleep. The more we move, the more at the end of the night, when it's 10 o'clock, it's time to go to bed, we're tired. So even if our hormones are kind of messing up, or kind of up and down, and it's affecting our sleep patterns. If we're tired because we've exercised and we've done all of this physical activity, your body is going to say, I'm tired, I need to sleep. So that's really, really an important factor also. So all of these, again, I always say all of this is connected. You know, the pillars, I call them the pillars of success with Healthy Living, Happy Life, which is my book and the name of my program. Eat real food, make good decisions, and be accountable. Everything that we're talking about fits into one of those three categories or themes. So eat real food, that's the first. Make good decisions. Part of making a good decision is we need to understand what it is that we're dealing with. And that is doing the research on our own, going to see our doctors, having these conversations.
Finding
and then
a
the
health
accountability.
advocate.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And then the personal accountability is, now that you've got this information, doing something about it. And I guess the last piece I would add when it comes to lifestyle, not necessarily change, but something that's really important in our lifestyle is community and support. This is such a great place for people to connect with other women, connect with other women. You and I have great conversations. Your guests on, our guests on the second portion of Discovering Rising Tides always have great information to connect women together, and for women to go, you know what, that's me. I need to talk to that person. And we're always available. You know, our websites are there, our email addresses, our telephone numbers. So people can always connect with us. And we can then connect them to the people that we think would be most helpful. At Living Healthy List, that's what I do. That's why my business is actually called Living Healthy List, because I may not be the right person to help somebody, right? But I know.
But you have the connections in all the different areas that people are going to need to know about.
Right.
And
so
those
there's that
experts.
community. Yes. And so that's community. So if this is something that you are really looking for, you're struggling, there's a community out there. Connect with Jeanne, connect with me, and we're here to help you in that next phase of your life.
Thank you, Denise.